Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, and happy new year to all of the people who are watching this video. I hope you had a great time with the family and friends. बहुत दिनों से एक वीडियो मेरे दिमाग में था and I wanted to make it, and that was for installing facial recognition for Python on Windows 11, and that is what I'm going to do today. और मैं आपको step by step instruction दूंगा and I'll give you the step by step instructions on how to install this. And we'll do it on Windows 11, and I will start from installing Python because I feel a lot of you are beginners in this and you may not know how to use the version control systems that we have like Git. So I would be going very slow and I'll explain you how to install facial recognition for Python on Windows 11. So yes, if you're using any other operating system like Mac or Ubuntu, then I'm sorry for this, but the steps might be similar to what we usually do on Ubuntu, but I will be installing it on Windows because a lot of you asked me for that. So we will start off with that itself. So I hope you're ready. Let's begin. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is we need to check whether we have Python already installed on our machine, because we don't want to have that because I'm going to install it from scratch. So go to the terminal and just type Python. So it is redirecting me to the store. The second thing that you can do is there is default Python which gets installed on Windows 11 for some of the machines. If you just type py, it should basically launch the default Python 3.9. So by this we can say that we don't have Python installed on the machine as of now. So the next thing that we have to do is we need to install Python. So just type Python on your browser. It should open you, or you can go to Google and then do it. So there's the first link that you get, welcome to python.org. Just click on that. You will see this link that is downloads. You can just click on this one. So the latest version is now 3.11. Okay. So let's do with the latest itself. I said 3.10, I think. Sorry for that. But okay, no problem. We'll just go ahead and install Python 3.11. So once you have downloaded this, just click on the downloaded file and it should open you the setup. So here you have like a basic installation, that is just if you click on install now, it will continue and it will be very easy for you. You can also customize your installation whereas you can choose some of the features that you want to install and you can disable some of them. And there is an option now that you get. It's very helpful. Add python.exe to path so that you don't have to do it manually. So just remember that you need to check this box and you can just click on install now. So there is a default path that Python gets installed. If you just go ahead and click on install now, that is the local path, local roaming, that path itself. So it goes and installs it there, but you don't have to worry about where it is getting installed. We just need to install, what do you say, we just need to use Python. So don't worry about it. So the setup was complete and successful. So just close it. So the first thing that you need to ensure that, oh, it has already been added. So not a problem. So this also works. So if you just type py, it'll go to the default Python version. Go to Python, type Python. Okay, it works. Just exit this. Let's check if pip is there. Okay, yes, pip is already there. So that's a very good thing. So the one thing that I want to tell you is go to your desktop and create a folder. I'll just create a folder that is face recognition, recog. I'll just keep it a shortcut for recognition. So I'll just iterate to this folder path, cd desktop. And if I do a dir here, I'll see the new folder that has been created. So that had been created by me itself. So I'll just iterate it to, so I'll just iterate inside that particular folder path. And if I do a dir again, it will not have any files or folders because there's a newly created folder. So dir is basically to list all the files and folders inside a given folder path. And here what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if suppose a virtual environment is already installed or not. So virtual environments are basically, you can call them as placeholders for specific packages that you want to use for a specific project. you can create different virtual environments for different projects so that you don't have conflicts between the versions of the packages that are compatible for your project that you're working on. So let's suppose you're working on a library management system and you have specific packages for that, and that is using a specific version of a particular package. So let's suppose you want to work on another project. So if you're using the same environment, what happens is, if suppose the other project needs a higher version of that particular package that you had already installed, then there will be a conflict of the versions and either of the projects may not work after that. So it is better to always create a virtual environment for a specific project that you're working on. So for me, currently I'm working on facial recognition, so I will create a virtual environment, and for that we'll have to see if virtual env is already installed or not. So if I have to install, or I have to check whether virtual environment is installed or not, what I can just do is I can just type install pip install virtual env. Okay, so it is starting to install it. So now, in order to see what is exactly inside your machine, you can do a pip freeze. So now it has installed virtual env. So now we are good to create a virtual environment. So how do we create a virtual environment? Just type py-m venv virtual environment, and you can give your own name for the virtual environment. So what I'll give is I'll do face recog-env. So this is my face recognition env. You can give any name. Don't worry about that. I am just giving it because of my convenience and the way that I can remember it easily. Because a lot of people have issues with naming as well, because they copy paste the same thing as given in the instructions. You don't have to do that. See, you can type py-m venv. That's something that is syntax, that because py-m venv is basically the command that you're going to execute, so that syntax is fine. But face recog env, that is the name that I am giving, so you don't have to follow me in this one. You can give any name that you want. Okay, so I hope that is clear. And once you do that, just type enter. Oh sorry, just press enter. Type kaun karta hai bhai, enter. Just do a dir here. So as you can see now, previously we didn't have any other folder inside this. Now we have a virtual environment folder. So you can just cd into this. So cd is basically to iterate into a folder path or change directory. So there's the face recognition environment. Do a dir here, and you can see there is a folder called scripts or a directory. So whenever you see this dir, it means that it is a directory. So let's go inside this and do a dir again. So the name that we want, or the file that we want, which is very important to us, is activate.bat or activate. So if I have to execute, or if I have to start this virtual environment, so as this is a virtual environment, we are supposed to work inside this. We are not supposed to disturb the outer or the main Python repository that we have on our local machine. So in order to work inside this, we need to activate this. So that is why we need to start this activate file. Let's go back, cd dot dot. I'll just do a cls. So cls is basically to clear the screen. I'll just expand this. So now to initiate this or activate this, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to type // face recognition env, that is the virtual environment folder, / the other folder is scripts / activate, and just type enter, or just click enter, or just press enter. I'm sorry, I'm just saying type enter, but yeah, exactly, it is type only, I think, isn't it? You type. So if you see this environment name, so it's basically the folder name itself, and it is within the terminal for us. So now we can easily say that our virtual environment is initiated or activated. So in order to check whether this is clean, we can just do a pip freeze, and it should not have any other packages installed inside it, because this is a new environment and we are going to work on this. I'll just open another one. Okay, I'll just type py. Okay, sorry. I'll just do a pip freeze again here, and you will see the difference. Like, see, for the local environment that I have, all these packages are already installed. And if you go back here and if you type pip freeze again, you can see that there is nothing installed. It is clean and it is ready for us to work. The first thing that you would want to do is, in order to install face recognition, is to just type pip install. You need to just type pip install the package name. That should be face recognition as far as I remember. If it is wrong, I'll change it, don't worry. Just type enter. So let us see if it gets installed or not, or if we are going to have any problems with this. So if you're going to have any problem with this, then I think we have. Let's see what is the issue that we got. Running setup.py installed for Dlib. So Dlib is having a problem with this. So deprecation, Dlib is being installed using the legacy setup.py install method because it does not have a project pyproject.toml file, and the wheel package is not installed. So the pip 23.1 will enforce this behavior change. A problem replacement is to enable --use -pep 517 option. Discussion can be found at this particular issue. Okay, no problem. So we are not able to install face recognition because the Dlib is not getting installed for us. See, reading the errors is very important. Most of you have doubts with this itself. Sir, ये error आ रहा है, हम इसे solve करेंगे कैसे? Mostly your solution should be present in the error statement itself. So error what we are getting is CMake must be installed in order to build Dlib. So in order to install Dlib itself, we need CMake. So that would be a second step. So let's see CMake. So this is CMake. I have already explained what it does and how exactly it works in the previous one as well, but that was very old, I guess. Let's see how we can actually download this. So we have a Windows installer, so x64-bit installer is there, so CMake. So we can use this. Let's download CMake and let's install this. Don't get confused and don't panic when there is an error, because you can only solve the error when you actually read through it. So don't worry about it. Okay. So now just open this file. CMake 3.251 Windows x86 is an executable file. Executable files may contain viruses. Okay, not a problem. Let's install this. क्या ही फर्क पैंदा है अपन को. Okay, let's install this. Do not add a CMake to the system path. Add CMake to system path for all users. Let's add it for all users. Not a problem. Next install. Simple installation. Nothing to worry about. Just install this. Okay. So now let's finish this. And let's do a CLS. And let's see what exactly we have installed till now. Okay, face recognition model is installed because the other packages were installed successfully. So that's a good thing. CMake is already installed. What we can do is we can just type the same command once again and we can just run it once again. Let's see if it works fine because CMake is installed. Okay, what is the next error? Building wheel for Dlib. Okay, building wheel for Dlib did not run successfully. CMake must be installed. Okay, let's close this and we'll restart this once again. Restart the terminal once again. Now it is activated. Freeze to check what is exactly inside this recognition. Let's just go ahead with this one. Okay. Let's see if it installs or not, because we've already installed CMake, so it must use this package, CMake package. So error encountered error while trying to install Dlib. CMake is already there. Dlib is already there. Sorry, Dlib is something that we need to install. So let's see if we just try to install Dlib, what happens. It might actually throw the same error, so don't worry about that. We're just trying to work around on things that we should do and should not do. It should also not install because it should also throw the same error because it's the same thing that we are doing. Internally it was trying to install Dlib. We are actually doing it separately. And sometimes some of the libraries are basically compatible with a specific version of Python, so we need to ensure that as well. Now that we are on Python 3.11, we'll downgrade this to 3.7 and we'll see. Let's close this. appwiz.cpl. I'll just uninstall the Python that I have. I'll uninstall this and I'll see if it works with Python 3.8. Because last time I had installed, I think I had installed it in 3.8 itself. Python 3.8. Go to Python. Go to downloads. Where is downloads? All releases. Downloads and all releases. We have Python 3.8. 3.8.16. There is also the latest release is with 3.8.16. So let's install this. So you have a tar.gz file and a xr file. Let's go to Windows. Go to May 3 2021. We have 3.8.10. We can get the Windows embedded package. So Windows installer. Just download this. Okay. So once you install this, add 3.8 to path. Let's install this. I'll just create another folder. It will be my 3.8 folder. Face recognition 3.8 so that I can identify this. Now let's close this and just type py. So we'll have a 3.8 version now. Do the exit. So now what we have done, we have already installed CMake by using the Windows installer and with the Visual Studio as well. So we have CMake, that's well and good. Now what we need to do, we need to install virtual environment. So go to the folder path on the desktop, face recognition 38. Yes, this is the folder path that we had. Now just type pip install env or virtual env and let us install this. Okay, so this error is fine. It is telling you to upgrade the pip because it is the older version of Python. So don't worry about that. Let us ignore this. For now, if it is required, we'll install it. So for now, what we need to do is we need to do a pip freeze to see if virtual environment is installed or not. So this, if you don't see any prefix of the virtual environment on this particular path, then it means that we are working on the main Python environment. So we installed virtual environment in order to make use of the virtual environment path. So let us create the virtual environment. So it will be py-m venv space the name of the virtual environment. Let it be my env 38. Okay, so there's my let it be my env. It is confusing. Not a problem. I'll just create this. So py-m venv space my env. Let's do a dir and we'll see my env 38. And if you go inside this, you will find scripts folder again. So in order to activate this, do a /script/activate. Now my environment is activated. Let's do a pip freeze again. And we'll see nothing is installed. So now we needed to install Dlib in order to install face recognition. And in order to install Dlib, we needed CMake. So CMake is already installed. So what we can do here is we can just do a CLS and try installing face recognition. just type enter. So it is now trying to install Dlib here. Now it is installing Dlib now. See, setup.py. So setup.py install is a legacy method, and I believe in the latest versions of Python, most of the things are deprecated which was used by the setup tools. So let's see how it works in this one on 3.8, and if does not work on 3.11, because that is the latest version, and I am thinking that most of you might be using that. So I'll do some more research on that and I'll get back to you, and I'll make another video for 3.11 as well, or with the latest version as well. Or else I'll tell you how exactly it would work on the 3.11 at least. So at this point of time, you must ensure that you have followed till the part where we installed CMake. In order to install Dlib, we need CMake. So that's the most important part. And there are compatibility issues with Pillow as well. Okay, so there are compatibility issues with Pillow as well. So Pillow does not work on 3.8 and above. That's what I had faced previously. I have not checked it after that. So I hope it works for now. Let's see. So this is complete. And now let's see if it has any pip freeze. Okay, yes. Face recognition is installed 1.3.0. So the option for us is basically to use an older version of Python, that is 3.8, or install CMake individually on the Windows machine, or if you are using Visual Studio, then installing the package using the Visual Studio terminal itself. So those three ways we can do. But the most important thing is, in order to install face recognition, you have to remember that you need CMake and Dlib, because CMake is used for the compilation and the binding or building the particular package that we want for the Dlib, and Dlib is used by facial recognition because Dlib is the actual algorithm. So that works for that helps us in the facial recognition programs. So ensure that you have Dlib installed. So Dlib is having the version 19.24.0 and Pillow 9.3.0 and the facial recognition 1.3.0 version and the face recognition model 0.3.0. So now we have installed face recognition on Windows 11. And in order to see how it exactly works, what we need to do is we need to go to py. So now let's go back to this face recognition. This is from Python. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to go back again, ensure that you are inside the virtual environment, because if you do a pip freeze, you will see the face recognition here. Okay, let's open a new terminal and let's do pip freeze here. Here you won't see that. It is only available inside the virtual environment. So remember that. So now as we are within this virtual environment, what we need to do, we need to just import, let's go to Python. So there's a Python terminal and we need to import face recognition. Yes, that's what we wanted. Import face recognition should work without any errors. Now let's see. So the terminal that we are having right now, or the environment that we are having right now, or the current working directory that we are having right now is users Pythoholic desktop face recognition 38, and within which we have this sharuk.jpg. And see, I was working on a Windows 11 machine and I did not have even Python installed. Still it is working. So if it is not working for you, then start from scratch, like start afresh by creating a new virtual environment, or see if suppose you have installed multiple things in the same time before that you need to clean up. So clean up your working, what do you say, the workbench that you have or the system that you have. Clean up, I'm not saying that format it. I'm just saying that just uninstall all the components that you don't need. Just start fresh. Don't worry. And just copy this line, image equal to face recognition dot load image face. So this will actually load that image and it will try to find out whether there is a face or not. So it will try to find out whether there is a face in that or not. Shahrukh.jpeg. Shahrukh.jpeg is not there. What is there? Oh, Shahrukh.jpg. Okay. JPG. So now just hit enter. Yes. This also works fine. Now the next line is face recognition dot face location. So it will try to find out what are the facial points that we have on that particular image or any image that you have. And if you just print this face locations, it will give you the points: 80, 235, 187, 121, 187, 127. So there's the facial points that it is trying to determine. Okay, get the locations and outlines of each of the eyes, nose and person. Okay, so this is the file. Okay, just let's see this. And let's paste it here. So now what we can do is we can just use the face landmarks function to find the list of face marks that you have, like nose, eyes, and everything that the algorithm can detect. Then just print face landmarks marks underscore list. Yeah, see, it is trying to print the chin from here to here, left eyebrow, right eyebrow. It is trying to detect everything. And that is how we have installed face recognition on Windows 11. And I'll try to see if there are any other pointers that I get for Python 3.11, because that is the latest version of Python and I have not installed face recognition since the last time that I installed it for the video, because I don't use it as much because I don't work on that. So I was trying to install it on Windows 11 today, and I wanted to help you out in order to see if I can install it on that. But I will see if I can install it on the latest version of Python. There are various other ways to install it on the latest version. I am just trying to install it for the terminal itself. If you don't want to install it, also you can use the facial recognition by going to by using the Jupyter Notebook. You can install it there as well. So that is not a problem. If you want to just work on that, you can use it, but most of you might be using the terminal, so it's better to use the Python version 3.8. You can try it on 3.9 as well, but I'm not sure whether Pillow is compatible on 3.9. So I hope it works for you. So I hope it was helpful, and a lot of people had asked me this, and a lot of you on the previous video were asking that they were having issues with Git. They were not able to clone the repository. So the first and foremost thing for you is to install Git. Install Git on Windows. I have a video explaining the Git basics. I will link it down here, or I'll show it here somewhere. It'll come, so you can watch that video if you have problems with Git. And I hope you're doing good, and happy holidays once again, and wishing you a very good year ahead. I'll meet you in the next one. Until then, it's Pythoholic signing off.